Dragonflyers, welcome to a little bit of time on your yoga mat with me, Emma. I am so glad that you are here to enjoy practice, and I'm sorry that we're not sharing our studio space right now and that things are a little distant right now. But if it's any help within your practice, you have to know that you are sitting right here with me, and all of my dragonflies are inspiring these practices. So I really hope that you're enjoying. Please, as always, take me at your own pace and what feels applicable to your body. Practice is meant to be fun, it's meant to be beautiful. So I really hope that you enjoy this class. Turn me up loud. I know that we're struggling on sound right now. We do have a microphone on its way. So thank you for bearing with me while I try and cultivate a home practice with you. This is, as you know, as foreign to me as is to you. So thank you for your patience, and again, behind the scenes we are trying to really figure all this out. So in the meantime, let's take a little bit of time just to settle into today's practice. I'm having a little bit of fun and a lot of time to come up with some of these titles and themes. Today's class is quad quenchers, meaning that we are just going to soak these thighs with some love, with some stretching, and just some attention. Of course, when we're working one part of the body, the rest of the body is enjoying that part of the body's work. So know that, we're using our whole body, but the theme today is those thighs. And some of you, my runners, I know this is one that you've been asking for. It's just some stretchy thigh movements. So put me on pause while you go and grab anything appropriate for your time that you enjoy on your yoga mat, whatever that is. Think all the way even to Shavasana. And Shavasana for this class will time out, but know that you can go to the next class, which is a Shavasana purely dedicated class, and listen to that to end your practice completely. All right, guys, so let's settle in, let's center. Take a breath. And again, as long as you're hearing me clearly, maybe this is an opportunity now to let yourself go behind closed eyes. And with those closed eyes or eyes soft, can you sweep your arms slowly up and around you? Gather them in together and down towards your heart. Follow a cycle of breath when you land here. Interlacing the hands together, turn the palms away and out in front of you, and then release them and sweep them slowly so that you give the shoulders the deserved time they need to work the hands together, interlacing them behind you, like so. Then take your time to extend the arms down your back to create that lovely stretch. Feel the chest beam open, and just feel yourself beam open to this time in your practice, this time that you've set aside for yourself, this time that you've kind of made sacred for yourself. Let all of that intention spread across your heart. You are really doing some beautiful self-care and self-love today. So feel that in the expansion of the chest. Allow the hands to release, sweep the arms all the way up. Gather the hands together as you draw them down in front of your heart. Take a moment just to pause and feel all the after effects that come from that. For myself, I feel my heartbeat, my heart rate has speeded up a little bit. I can feel the blood pumping through me. I feel a little bit more enlivened. Let yourself enjoy the time just to notice all these beautiful qualities that if we blink, they just kind of go by us, don't they? It's like that beautiful cliched mantra, stop and smell the roses. So stop and smell your pose, your stretch, your moment. Breathe it in, breathe it out. From here, guys, let your hands travel to your knees and just slowly switch your legs around. Let's sit back up nice and tall here. And just for some beautiful movement into the spine, let's fall back into our cat back. Let's scoop through and up into our cow back and just have a beautiful time flowing between these two movements. And you guys know, if this is kind of our chill class that we tend to do at Dragonfly, we've got time here just to fall into the movement and enjoy the movement with yourself. You've got time to notice your breath and to feel the breath as it moves through you. Getting into all the nooks and crannies. So I am so lucky because you guys are calling me, you're texting me, you're emailing me, and I love that we have such a beautiful community where we're staying in touch. You can also use me as a messenger to say hello to your friends at the studio that you haven't seen and don't know how to get a hold of them. I don't think anyone is going to have an issue with their friends from the studio getting in touch, and I can certainly pass on messages. Find a point where you are really content to come back to your center. And in that center, just let the spine grow so beautifully tall. Enjoy a lovely long cycle of breath. And your yogi, just letting yourself feel the after effects. You're just letting yourself have the moment to enjoy, not be elsewhere, just right here. Then as you're ready, guys, we're going to take this down to the floor and we're going to do some of our work on our back. You can lay your arms out like wings when you get there. Let your head find a nice center point. Just check that those feet, the hips, the lower back feel really good here, and they should. This is a nice relaxed position for the body. Then we're just going to go into some windshield wipes, guys. So we're going to start to slowly roll the body side to side. And this is where, if you can, you want to naturally let your head just roll along with the movement. And for some of us, the knees and the head just naturally synchronize and they move in the same direction. And some of us might have just naturally gone off in opposite directions. I know that's what my body has done. But neither is right or wrong. It's just really how the body just moves. The next time your knees go over to your right, settle there. Let your shoulders sink down into the floor, and you can let your head roll all the way out to this left side. Now bringing your right foot up onto that left leg will add some substance into this stretch, and some of you will love that. Some of you it will be too much, and you've really got to do you and listen to you. You know that. So let the foot just come back to the floor. Even add some support underneath that knee. Whatever feels good here, guys, so that you can drop in. You can let yourself have this moment in a beautiful layout, a lovely stretch. Feel those IT bands as well as the quadriceps, and just let yourself breathe into it. Close your eyes. Let yourself just go into this beautiful inward experience of sensation and all that sort of arises from that. With that core strength, use those muscles, those belly muscles, to roll everything back to center. Walk the arms in, bring the feet in, all the little adjustments of the body to help you settle everything back in. And then a moment just to breathe it all in. Let's walk the feet back out to either side of the mat. Let's take those arms back out like wings. Let's lower the knees to the left this time as the head turns to its right. Let the body stay here if you like this setup, or bring support underneath this bottom knee or even between the legs. Where we are more than likely at home doing this practice, think of all the pillows you've got on your couch and on your bed. They can be brilliant substitutes to our props that we have at the yoga studio. So what foot sits up on top of this leg? Exactly. Left foot up onto the right leg to add some more substance into the stretch if you need. If it's already too much, then be the yogi. Don't push the body past where it comfortably wants to settle. You just won't get anywhere with that attitude. And the dragonflyers, you know that, right? So let's just enjoy one more cycle of breath here. Those of you with the foot up, use a little support from the belly muscles to slip the foot off. Let's all use belly muscles to transition, knees, head back through center. We'll walk the body back through center. Use those core muscles to pick your feet from the floor. Wrap your hands around the legs or under the legs, or your strap can be pretty doody over the legs if you need some good support. Doesn't matter, right? Especially at home, because no one can see you. You don't care. It's not how far you're going with these movements. If you haven't picked up, we're rolling. And you can see I'm being pretty big with these movements. But you might just like little rocks if that feels safer for you. Maybe hands on the knees, and we just start to draw those knees around in one direction, creating this beautiful circling movement that when the knees go away from us really drops some nice weight down into the lower back, and turning in the opposite direction. Finding your way all the way back to center. Let's all slip our hands when you're ready to come to a still point behind the legs and send those feet up to the sky. Flex into the feet, point into the toes, and then bend back into the knees and just relax the feet. So we're going to do this as a little flow, and there's no rush, there's no hurry, because you want to have time to extend the legs, to flex and point the feet, and even get into the toes, and then come back to that relaxed point. So just find your rhythm, your speed, and just enjoy kind of opening and extending the leg bones, and then helping to squeeze and soften these muscles. As the quadriceps lengthen, the hamstrings will shorten, and vice versa. A beautiful dance between working muscles and supporting muscles. Let's go one more, and then you can find your center. Keep hold of that right knee. Lay the left leg all the way down. Let's start to draw this knee around in a hip circling movement. I think of all my hip lovers here. This is such a beautiful one, such a beautiful movement. Nice big breath. Let's change direction, go around the other way. Maybe even noticing the little differences as you sweep in opposite directions. Let's go one more, guys. Draw it in. Send the foot skywards. Climb up the leg wherever feels appropriate for you to hold. That creates a lovely stretch. Let the shoulders drop back down into the floor. Then can you release the leg and release the arms and slowly lay them out long. Press up into the right fingers as you reach down into your right toes. Notice how long that side of the body gets. And then reach up into your left fingers as you press down into your left toes. A beautiful big breath, and we'll come back through center. Again, those core muscles to bring the knees in one at a time can feel wonderful. And let's come back to center. Rock roll. Any movements here, guys, that feels good for your body, tune into that. You can always put me on pause, remember. It's a pretty beautiful thing. Come back to center, hands behind you, and you can start to again go through this lovely movement into the whole leg, all the way up into the toes. When you're ready, let's keep hold of the left side and extend that right leg all the way down. Let's take the knee and we'll draw the knee with the left hand around in a circling movement, turning the whole hip joint. A very warming, lubricating movement for the hip joint. And again, you know, we're all maybe doing a little bit more walking and exercise than we normally would to fill the spaces, and that's a brilliant thing. We're also maybe doing a little bit more sitting as well. Those of you working from home, There's a few of you that have been letting me know how brilliant it is just to take some time in the day when suits you and pause and just come down and move the body. Bring yourself all the way back to center when you're ready, guys. Let's send that foot skywards. You might like to hold the back of the thigh, maybe hold the calf, the ankle, just wherever you can comfortably reach, and drop the shoulders. One of my teachers always said, if you can smile throughout, then you're always in the right spot for yourself. If you're grimacing, then, you know, it's not really achieving much. You're not having fun there. Can you again release the leg and the arms and lay the leg down, the arms overhead? Can you kind of synchronize that movement? When you land, now reach up into the left fingers, down into the left toes. Then up into the right fingers and down into the right toes. Even up all fingers, all toes. And then use those strong muscles to bring the knees in and to roll yourself out. Let's roll ourselves all the way over onto a side. Go easy as you push yourself all the way up. Let's come around into a seated position. Adjust the wardrobe, of course. So just in seated, there is a challenge in trying to keep the spine nice and tall. The belly muscles have to help us with this work. Those of you with tight hamstrings, you know, you can even sit like this with the feet in the floor and the knees bent, and that can be just a beautiful release, and yet you won't disagree with me that you're still feeling that stretch. The more flexible you are, don't forget you can have a pillow under your legs to just laying them out long. Support yourself, don't support yourself, whatever you need. All right, let's start with the left foot sitting against the right leg. There's a moment here where you're trying to really let your body find center. You might add a little bit of weight into this left leg, or you might even like a support under this left knee. So there's a moment just to land and to breathe into this, guys. There's no rush or hurry. Don't let there be a rush or a hurry. Let's reach our right arm down this right leg. Start to turn yourself so that you're sliding this right side of your body down the leg. As you do this, take your left arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Go easy. You've got to give your shoulders time for these movements. Let the arm travel overhead. Now relax the shoulders. Breathe. You might be more up here, guys. This might be more where you feel comfortable. Take your time to work extension. Some of you, you're very flexible. I find this strong, but trying to get the left hand down to that right hand, down towards the big toe, and not completely crush yourself. You're trying to peel yourself open as you go. So a nice big breath wherever you are. Just feel some beautiful extension down the side of the body. Use your core strength, use breath, and use the leg to press and lift and breathe and come all the way up to center. Left hand behind you for a nice support, the right hand around to this left leg. Let's turn the belly Let's turn the ribs. Let's turn the chest, the shoulders, to the point where the neck turns and we're looking over this left shoulder. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Don't worry what I'm up to. Be conscious of what you're up to. Turn as far as feels fabulous. Don't go beyond that. Then settle in for some breath. Come all the way, nice and easy, back through center. Let everything stack back into place. From here, breathe this leg up. Let's just let the body settle here for a moment. I like to sit off onto my right side to help me send this left leg away from me and down towards really the back of my mat, to the back wall there. The stronger this is, the more you might want to sit up on a pillow. Take those legs further apart. The easier it is, the more that you'll bring the body closer in to the point where your legs are together. And this foot, it might be sticking out to the side. Over time, you might be able to turn the foot over. And I'm not sitting on the foot. It's just right up against my side. So wherever you are, be aware of your knee. It's a big opening for the thigh. So we are super mindful, guys, with our movement. You might be perfectly groovy right here, even giving yourself a little support and just kind of concentrating on the moment, meditating, and just sending the body the breath that it needs here. Some of you, keeping the spine as tall as you can, are going to climb down the leg. And again, it's just to wherever you get, guys. Don't worry about it. Don't get hung up on it. Better to be up here and have a nice long spine than be here and be really hunched. Okay, so try and keep that spine nice and long as much as you can. A nice piece, rather than looking up and a little crunch into the neck here, is to turn the chin in, looking towards the chest. We create a lovely extension from the tailbone really all the way up into the tip of the neck. With all of your breath, let's press core strength and lift and come all the way up to center. Help this leg out. Send it long. Take a moment just to reset, and you may even notice that your left leg grew a little bit longer than your right. That's always a cool piece. I think a cat hair just floated into my mouth, excuse me. Okay, we're going to the other side. Right foot comes against the leg. We take our time to get nice and tall, to find a breath, to maybe rest the hand against the leg for a little bit more intensity, or slip a support under the knee to take any intensity out. Again, you do you. This is the one thing a yoga teacher absolutely hates, is not being able to see her class, see her yogi on the mat, and be able to check that all is going aligned. So what you have to do is you have to see what I'm doing, and I am really trying to keep my form spot on, but you have to listen to what your body says, and that way we'll have this beautiful harmony working together with these videos if we stay true, right? Okay, so let's slide the left arm down the leg. Try and feel this side of the body laying over this left leg. Just get to wherever you get to. The right arm, it slowly peels away. You're opening out to this side wall, even up towards the ceiling. Maybe we're up here Maybe you're able to reach and let the arm hover over the head. Now again, let the shoulders relax. Don't hike them, relax them. Some of you try coming down this side. Maybe this side feels a little different. Definitely does for me. Peel yourself open as much as you can. Now let's use core strength. Let's push, let's breathe, let's lift, let's press all the way up. Right hand is supporting. You're not leaning into that hand, guys. Stay up. You don't even need this arm. Left arm comes across and we go into our twist. Super mindful as we turn our lower back, as we nudge the rib around, as the shoulders and the chest turn, and try and keep those shoulders relaxed. Chin looking over the shoulder, and your gaze is the last piece to travel in this twist. Find breath. And then let yourself so slowly unwind all the way through center. Help this knee up, and then let's transition. Maybe sit into this left side a little bit as you bring this right side down. So maybe the leg is way away from you. Maybe the knee is right near you. How's this angle? My foot could be sticking out to the side. My foot, let's go this way, could be tucked right under. All right, so give yourself a moment just to feel, just to get comfortable. It's a feisty stretch, right, guys? So let's give ourselves a minute just to settle in. Maybe a little added support. Maybe you've got room to climb down the leg, however that looks for you. Try drawing the chin in. Push, lead with the heart, walk yourself all the way up. Let's extend this leg slowly out. Find that tall spine again. Just feel, breathe in the after effects. From here, guys, let's travel. I'm going to turn around here. Let's travel into our seated pose. I'm in bent knees, sitting on my heels. Maybe here you add your pillow under your bum. Maybe this is too much for your knees like this. So you do you. We're just taking a moment here just to get into those quadriceps. So whatever variation where you can feel the leg stretch, and it's all good. So can you let yourself just sit here for a moment and absorb? And again, for those of you that it's too much, you're taking another seat. For those of you that can, let's just have that meditative moment. Maybe just take a moment to get into the wrists, the hands, the fingers. Let's try interlacing. We did this earlier, but this time let's send those arms up above us. Rather than taking the shoulders, try and let the shoulders relax. A nice big breath here, and then we'll release those arms all the way down. Okay, we're going to transition. Some of you will be able to do it easily. Some of you it'll be a bit of a process, but we're going to come around into a squat. And I know I can hear that moan from some of you. All right, so maybe you can do this free form and you kind of got that space under the bum as it just hangs down towards the floor. Some of you are going to have like a handful of pillows underneath you. You might even be just sitting up on a chair. Okay, so take a moment. If you need to grab any props, I'll wait here for you. This is such a great stretch once you're getting comfortable into it, because it really targets so much of the leg, from the hip down into the ankle. I think most of us can feel it. If you're sitting up on something, try just letting your arms, your hands dangle off of the edge of your knees. If you're sitting down low like me, you could always try bringing the elbows to the insides of the legs. This is helping you to press those legs away from each other. Hands are in prayer, which is always a beautiful gesture and intention. And just that time just to breathe in, breathe out. My heels are very much planted into the floor, guys. And those of you that know me know that that's one of my pet peeves. So I know I can't see you, but be true. Sit something underneath the heels so you can get that stretch all the way into your Achilles. From here, when you're ready, we're going to move a little. We're going to bring in some movement and some flow. Bring your hands into the floor or into your blocks. Pull your belly in, lift your bum up, turn your feet forward. Then, nice and slow, let's turn the feet back out and sink back down into our squat. I know. All right, I'm going to do you from a side view so you can see that my intention when I pull the belly in and slowly straighten myself up is that my spine is staying long. Don't forget to turn the feet forward when you get here. This is all about beautiful extension. Then we splay the feet out. We keep the belly hugged in as we sink back into our squat. All right, so some of you, this is no worries. Some of you, I know you're probably cursing me. Don't give up on yourself, right? Just do micro movements. Just do what you can do. How about we do 3 more? Try 2 more. You don't have to. You can build towards these, remember. 1 more. All right, how about here? We walk the feet underneath us. We bring our hands to our elbows and we go for a little sway. And this time, let yourself fold in. Let your head hang heavy. As you're ready, release the arms, bend into the knees, bum presses back, chest reaches out, belly pulls in. Let's get so strong as we come all the way up into standing and bring our hands down to our hearts. Take a moment in Tadasana, guys. Just feel the breath, feel all the power, feel all the after effects. Why don't we grab a little water and we'll meet back in Tadasana. Okay, here's what we're going to do, everybody. We're going to do a little flow of our chair pose, Utkatasana, into our mountain pose, Tadasana, into our knee to chest balance. And then we'll do that all over again. So let me show you how we're going to do this. We're going to go into Utkatasana, our chair pose. Key points: draw the tailbone under rather than out. Pull the belly in rather than out. Arms maybe out in front of you, if that feels kinder on your shoulders. Over time, working them either side of the head in that nice long line. Knees are behind the toes. You want to be able to see your toes here. If your knees have gone, if your knees have gone over your toes, sit back. Draw that tailbone under, pull the belly in. Let's come all the way up to Tadasana. Doesn't that feel so good? Let's root into the left foot. Pull the belly in and bring that right knee into chest. Hold, find your balance. Have somewhere that you can reach out and steady yourself. Let's come back to mountain. Let's come back to chair. Let's go again. Nice big breath. Power up. Push into that left foot. Catch the right knee. So we're working the same side. Let's come back down. Let's sit back down. A nice big breath. Feel it. Feel your alignment points, guys. Let's come back up to standing. Let's hug that right knee in. Nice big breath. Let's land here for an extra moment. Let the foot come down. Let's sit back into chair. Draw the tailbone under as the belly comes in. Let the arms find where it feels comfortable. Maybe out in front so the shoulders can stay down. You don't want to stress your shoulders as the arms lift. Let's come up to standing. Feel the power. Let's bring that left knee into chest as we root down into the right foot. Let's come down to mountain. Let's sit back to chair. Curl the tailbone under. Pull the belly in. Let the breath let you feel all that's going on. Let's come all the way up. Root into that right foot. Hug that left knee in. Release, nice and strong, nice and controlled, or not. Sit back, chair pose. Draw the belly in, get nice and strong. Coming back up, let's take that knee. Nice big breath here. Let's release the foot. Let's sit into our chair. Now, from chair, guys, can you walk those feet out nice and wide? Splay the feet out, and can you sit back down using that core strength into your Malasana little squat. Hands might come down again against the legs. Arms might dangle over the legs. Let's take a breath in. Let's take a breath out. Sit the bum down to the floor. Try and be controlled with your belly muscles, but use your hands as you need. Step your feet out nice and wide, your hands behind you, and let's lower those knees side to side, just in that windshield wiping action. Nice big breath. Let's drop the knees over to the right. Sit up onto that right bum and bring your left hand to your left hip. You can probably feel how your right side is heavier into the floor than your left side. Can you switch that up? Can you try and drop more of your weight down into this left cheek? Then press yourself back up. Press this left hip through and forward a little bit. Sit back down. So let's do a little flow of these. Come up. Sit back. Come up. Sit back. Let's go one more. As you sit into that left bum, bring the left hand behind you, float those knees up over to your other side. All right, now we're up on that left bum, right hand to right hip. Let's go for this side. So we're gonna rock and sit that bum down. You might even notice your front leg comes up a little bit here. And then we're gonna come back up and we're really gonna direct that hip forward. And then we'll sit back down. So this, for some of you, it's a pretty easy movement. For some of you, it's so strong. You might be saying, how is she doing that? I can't figure it out. Just where we get tight in the hips and tight in the pelvis, guys, it limits mobility. And so that's maybe what you're dealing with. But you attempting this and sort of just daily chipping away, you'll be blown away how the body responds to this attention. So how about a couple more? And as we go into that right bum, bring the right hand behind you and bring yourself up. Okay, so now we're coming down onto our backs. Get nice and comfortable here. This is a kooky one, so listen up and maybe watch if you're not sure. As you bring your knees together, you're going to walk your feet away and the knees are going to fall down towards the floor. So let me show you as well from a different angle, just so that you get that picture. So the knees stay together as the feet just continue to walk away until you can't let the knees drop anymore. This is usually a potent one. When I usually say to you guys, can you feel this? There's usually quite a big response in the Dragonfly audience where everyone, yes is me. Oh yeah. All right, so no, can you think of what your counter pose is here? Probably right. Supta Baddha Konasana. And just breathe there. Then we'll help the knees together. And one more time. Just bring the knees in, walk the feet away from you. Beautiful stretch down the outside of the thighs, into the lower back, into the hips. A nice big breath. And we'll walk those feet back in. Bring the knees in, go for your rock and your roll. Last piece, guys. As you come back to center, part the knees really, really wide and try and think that you're drawing the knees in towards the armpits. From there, we're going to shine the soles of the feet to the sky. You might know this as your happy baby pose, Ananda Balasana, or you might know this as dead bug. Both give brilliant images. Total saturation for those thigh muscles. They've worked so hard today. Let's draw the knees in. Nice big squeeze here. Keep hold of the right knee as you lay your left leg down. Taking the knee with the left hand, let's draw the knee across to this left side. We'll slowly turn the head to look over towards its right side. An opportunity just to wring everything out. Let's roll back to center, guys. Hug that knee in. Send the foot skywards. Let's climb up the leg this time. See how that feels. Think that you're trying to bring your leg towards your face towards your leg. And then lay the head down. Use your belly muscle and release this leg all the way down. And it's going to feel wonderful when you land. Try and let the leg get heavy so that it rolls away and it drops the foot. And there's just a lovely moment there where you get to land and just breathe. Bring the feet back onto the floor. Hug that, both knees in. Go again for your little rock, your little roll. Keep hold of your left knee. Lay the right leg down. Let's take the knee with the right hand and the left arm anchors us this time when we turn over to this right side. Keep the shoulders down on the floor. If you find your arm, your shoulder has got picked up, roll back to your back until you can settle everything back down again. Beautiful ringing out. Nice long breath. Take your time, use your breath and roll all the way back through center. Realign, send the foot skywards. Let's climb up this leg. And then let's lay the head down, lay the leg down nice and controlled. Again, get heavy. Let the let the arms drop away as well here. Allowing this sense of contentment to sweep across us, that we have done all we need to for this little bit of time. We'll settle into our Shavasana, where we'll allow ourselves this beautiful rest and stillness until we feel complete with that. Please encourage yourself to stay, to lay and have a beautiful time in your Shavasana. Maybe put some music on that you enjoy listening to that helps cultivate a sense of relaxation. Maybe pause me here, stop me here and put on our Shavasana class and I'll guide you down into a Shavasana. Thank you so much for tuning in. Super grateful. I will work on the sound. I promise you, microphone is on the way. It has been a process, but I love you for believing in me and bearing with me. Namaste.